Hey there, everyone. Welcome back to another top tier interview. I am Brittany Hughes, and I am very excited to host this interview. As you can tell, things are looking a little bit different. I'm in the comfort of my home, and I'm actually doing a virtual interview today. And in honor of Mother's Day coming up, and in the month of May, Top Tier Trader will be having a promotion for through the entire month of May to honor those who are traders, but specifically those who are mothers who are trading. And I have someone who is going to be interviewed today who kind of checks off both of those boxes and many more. So I'm very excited to introduce to you Alyssa Martorello. Did I get that right?
Yeah.
Okay, great. How are you?
Amazing. I'm really happy to be here.
Yeah, I'm happy to have you here as well. As like I was just sharing with you right before we got started, I knew that I wanted to be hosting interviews specifically for Mother's Day and to be honoring traders who are mothers. And immediately when I thought of the idea to host interviews, you were the first person that came to my mind. So thank you so much for agreeing to do this and for being here. I really appreciate it.
Thank you for thinking of me. I'm really stoked for the opportunity.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we can just dive right in. I'm interested to know, and I know everyone who's going to be tuning into this interview is also interested to know how you got started into trading, and how long has it been since then?
Oh man, that's an interesting story. Every entrepreneurial person has kind of their dark moment where they're like, what the heck am I going to do? And they try a million different things.
Mm-hmm.
So I was kind of in that pit, if you will, it's been 8 years
Okay.
since I started. But I was looking online at how people make money, and I saw that investors make money. So I started looking into trading around 8 years ago, and it was mostly with actual shares. And I thought that I had to get a lump sum so I wouldn't be under the PDT rule,
Okay.
all of that fun stuff. But several mentorships and many years later, I got into the Forex space and prop trading. And right now, I kind of switched to futures a little bit.
Okay.
And yeah, it's been a really crazy journey. I've tried any, well, not any, but most entrepreneurial thing that you can think of. And landing here has been a real blessing, especially for my children, because I'm able to stay at home with them, and it's very flexible as a parent. Because I was thinking about this yesterday. Whether you're someone like me, I like to kind of catch the opening minutes and make anywhere between 1 and 3 trades a day for my strategy. And I know some mothers who also swing trade during the day, so it's a really awesome flexible thing for us.
Yeah.
But I've been in trading for around 8 years, and it's been quite the journey.
And how much are you funded with now? Because I know you mentioned you started or discovered trading about 8 years ago, and 8 years ago there weren't really, as many prop firms as there are now in today's day and age. So how much are you funded with now?
Currently, multiple seven figures. Actually, yeah, multiple seven figures. Not quite 8 yet, but it's up there for sure.
That's
I didn't
awesome.
start prop trading until 2 years ago, actually.
Okay.
So before that, I was trading shares, and that's kind of what my mentor does. He day trade professor. He is amazing. His thing, up until he switched recently, but it was blue chips, and he has a really amazing strategy. So I was trading blue chips under, for a while, the PDT rule
Okay.
before I got over that. And
And then what made you make the switch from that to trading with prop firms?
I didn't know prop firms existed. I thought that you had to put on a suit, go in an office, and interview and go through all of that stuff before someone enlightened me that you could do it from the comfort of your own home. And I think, just as this is another thing I was kind of going over with myself before this, there you can have an edge in your trading, but also strategy is an edge. So I think prop trading is a definite edge for anyone who wants to get into trading, especially mothers, because I know women, like a lot of like I was in sales before this, that's very male dominated, and I feel like trading is also very male dominated.
Yeah.
But all of the women who do it, they absolutely kill it.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that this is a definite edge for people to be able to have. And if there's any women specifically that are thinking about getting into the industry, this is an awesome time to do it, because just as you can have an edge in your strategy while trading, I think the capital that prop firms offer is a definite edge as well.
Totally, totally. And we were having again conversation a little bit before this, just via Instagram, and you were like, I don't know what it is, if being a mother made me a better trader, or if being a trader made me a better mother. And I'm interested to hear your insight on that, because when it comes to trading, as you and I both know, and people who are tuning into this interview, that to actually learn the skill set of trading and to get to a point where you're able to earn a full-time income through trading takes a level of discipline, of grit, of focus, of like all this energy of being all in order to get to that point. And I can only imagine, I'm not a mother yet, but it also takes some of those similar qualities in order to step into motherhood, and to be a mother too. I know you have two kids, right? Two, are they both girls?
I feel like trading helped me parent myself almost,
Yeah.
because you have to do so much introspection, and there's so much growth, and almost how you have to tell kids what's right and wrong, and they don't necessarily understand certain things yet. You have to do the same thing with yourself when you're trading, and it just completely, it breaks you down in a good way, because you get to see kind of your inner workings. And I think that trading definitely gave me the patience that I needed to be a better mother, because I was a very impatient person before I got into the markets, and that definitely increased that skill set for me. And being a mother, it takes a lot of introspection as well, I feel. So they definitely go hand in hand. And I think it's a very, just the whole thing has been very eye-opening for me in how they are intertwined, and I think about it quite often.
Yeah, I want to back it up just a little bit, because I know you have a 2-year-old, and before that though you discovered trading 8 years ago. So from that point, how long did it take you to gain profitability in the markets?
So when I first started, I was under the PDT rule, and
And enlighten me on what that is.
that's the pattern day trader rule. That means that you have certain restrictions with under $25,000 in capital in the normal stock market,
Got it.
which means that you're only allowed, I think it works similar with options as well. But if you have under 25K, you're only allowed to make, I think, 3 trades per week. And that's very difficult for someone who, me in particular, I wanted to do scalping.
Okay.
So I had to have some really, really good setups to get out of that. But I'd say it took me probably 3 years to gain profitability. I was doing blue chips under the PDT rule, but I was also trading crypto, and trading crypto helped me get past the PDT rule, and that that really allowed me to just have the capital necessary to make the trades that I would like to take.
That's awesome. And
And
then,
then prop firms just excelled that.
yeah, absolutely. What session do you typically trade?
Right now I trade New York Open. I think it's technically London I'm in California, so I really like trading from, I believe it's 10 p.m. to around 11:30. I really like the volume for certain futures, or I guess like NASDAQ around that time.
Okay.
because it's super chill and it trends really well. So most of the time I'm trading the open, but I'll also trade late night sometimes as well.
Okay.
And that's a really good time to trade gold also.
Awesome. Awesome. And have you always traded the sessions, New York session and then later in the night as well?
As far as Forex and futures goes, yes. When I was trading blue chips, I was always trading the open. My favorite scalps were actually scalping the open on New York with my old strategy.
Okay, awesome. And when it comes to, again, I know there's going to be a wide range of individuals who are tuning into this interview. Like you mentioned, in the sales industry, primarily male dominated. In the trading industry, as you can imagine, obviously, primarily a male dominated industry. And so I think it's really amazing when we're able to highlight and showcase specifically as women that although this is a male dominated space, as a woman you can use your women instincts to your power, to gain profitability in the markets. And ultimately, it's just because it's a male dominated space doesn't mean that it's not feasible and not feasible for women to partake in and to see success in. For those individuals who are tuning in, specifically, maybe they're mothers right now, maybe they're expecting moms, or of course, maybe they're people who are like me who desire to be a mother in the future. What's a message that you would like to share to mothers who out there who are either looking to get into trading or who are currently trading right now? Any pieces of advice?
The best time to start is now because the now is going to happen no matter what. I spent a lot of time sitting on my hands that I don't necessarily regret, but I feel as if not sitting on my hands would have put me further. And especially as a female as well, you're a little bit trepidatious, but as a mother, you are very, very hesitant to get into new things because you have the children, you have a lot more to think about than just yourself.
Sure.
My recommendation, even if you don't have the capital, is just to get started, pay attention to the markets, find an edge, study, do whatever you can, because that time's going to pass no matter what. And the more buildup you can get, the further you can get in that time, because just putting that effort in, it goes so much further than you think it will in the moment, because it really, really is a daily process. Just like building up an account, 1% a day is 240% a year as far as trading days go. So it's the exact same thing. The best time to start is now. Don't be afraid. And with prop firms, I think being a prop trader, as I was saying earlier, there's a definite edge to it, because you're not under normal restrictions. Like I was referencing the PDT rule, you are able to access more capital. So definitely don't sit on it, because this is something that can change your life. Before this, you and me actually did a similar thing with network marketing.
Sure.
Yeah, so that was something I was doing, but also I had an office job and I was not happy with that at all. So the best thing you can do is start now, because if you really have that entrepreneurial spirit, or you want something different for your family and that's in your heart, the only thing you can do is start, or wish that you did one day.
That's awesome. No, that's truly applicable to both mothers and women who are not mothers and women who are mothers. And even if you're a male tuning into this interview, I think that piece of advice and that perspective is very valuable and can be applied to truly anyone who's tuning into this. Do you think that you'll pass down trading to your children once they're old enough to comprehend?
I was talking about this yesterday, and yes, most definitely. I think something I haven't gotten started for my daughter yet is a account, like a dividend account,
Okay.
which is very, very great for anyone starting wanting like a passive income sort of thing, but I wanted to start that and then show her when she's older how it grew over time and then give her more education. Like it's obviously her choice, but I think that trading is something, if you can teach that to someone that's close to you, it can change their life. And I have 2 girls, so I really want them to be able to just make their way in the world and do what they want to do without the struggle that I went through. Because I was raised by a single mom, and that's kind of what got my hustle going. I was raised by a single mom, and then I was on my own at 18, and I struggled for a long time before I was able to figure out exactly what it was I wanted to do, because a commonality between everyone in this space is that they see more than the average person, and it's really hard in the beginning because you have that feeling, but you can't put your finger on it, and before you find the thing that it is that you want to do, you're just a little confused and lost. So it's definitely I think an edge for, if you can teach your children to trade, it's great for them, because it'll basically, they won't go through what you went through, and they'll ultimately have an easier life. People talk about handouts to children and things like that. I don't think that's wrong with the proper education, because children, struggle is a necessary part of life, but there's different levels of it. Like, you don't need to struggle and be broke and paycheck to paycheck like I was, working your ass off at an office like 60 hours a week. You can still learn your lessons while in a better environment, and that's what I want to provide to my children, because I see big things for them and for myself in the future, and I want them to just have it better than I did. I'm sure every mother here feels that way about their kids.
Yeah, absolutely. What you're doing, and you trading New York session, and I'm assuming your children are, you're doing this while, of course, while still being a mother and around your children. And New York session is early, very early in the morning, especially for us on the West Coast. And so, so even them seeing you wake up and seeing you trade, and of course they're so young right now and at this point, but it is really important and really imperative for them to see you doing what you're doing, and I know without a doubt, even if how young they are right now, they're still putting some pieces together in their brain of how mom works and how mom operates, and that's what you're doing right now. Is just, I commend you, of course, I commend everyone and want to give everyone their flowers who I do these interviews with, because to be in a position to be a part of a top tier interview, you've had to see a level of success in your own trading journey. And I know that comes with, it's not just the successes, right? I know that comes with a lot of time, energy, effort, discipline, focus, like we were just talking about. And then on top of that, to do it alongside being a mother is, being a mother is one of the most underpaid jobs in the entire world. And so to be able to do that amongst seeing the success that you've seen, I commend you, and I just want to give you your flowers. Yeah, absolutely. Well, thank you so incredibly much. I mentioned that we would keep this short and sweet, and I ultimately just want this interview to be packed with the perspective of a top tier mother. And Ali, I just want to say thank you again for being here. And if you don't mind sharing with everyone how they can find you after this interview on social media.
Yeah, most definitely. So my Instagram handle is Ali, A-L-I, Martorello. I recently made a new Instagram just for my trading, because my regular one is mostly just family oriented.
Sure.
So I made one for my trading. It's called Market Surfers Official.
Perfect. We'll link both of those below. And for those of you who are tuning into this interview now, any questions that you may have for Ali, please put them in please comment them below. Please comment any questions or any perspectives, any nuggets of value that you've gained from this interview. I, for one, love to go over and read the comments, and they're fairly active. And maybe Ali as well will go through the comments and be able to see, again, what you've gained from this interview. Also, as a reminder, don't forget, if you enjoyed this interview and the interviews that we post every Friday, please don't hesitate to subscribe to our YouTube channel so you can get notified of every Friday, so you're notified of every interview that we drop live on this channel. That's it. Thank you, Ali. Thanks for being part of the Top Tier interview, and we'll see everyone else soon.